I built a 48-inch sheet metal brake to bend one panel. Maybe two. So I lost all of the footage that covered everything before what you're going to see following this. And I'm going to just tell you what it was. I paid $60 for used metal from my friend John. This is a 5-inch wide I-beam. It's at its thinnest point, it's over 5/16 of an inch thick. Then you have, it's 4-inch angle iron, but it's 6 inches wide. And it's bigger than 5/16 thick. It's 4 foot long. Everything's 4 foot long. This is a right angle 3-inch piece that's a 1/4 inch thick. It's 12 gauge box, 1-inch box square tubing. Then my right angle, or my angle iron down here is like 1 inch by, yeah, it's an 1/8 inch, 1 inch by 1/8 inch. The back here I added on because this was only 5 inches wide and my top piece was 6 inches wide. And it is just a bed frame I cut down, which is angle iron, and I think it's 1/8 inch. And so that's everything we used to make it. I also put a piece of 18 gauge steel sheet metal underneath that I stitched weld all the way across the front, and then I did in the back. But this right here is a J bolt, and that's what I used for the hinges, and that is everything. I needed this because of this. I am making a new B-pillar. The more you know. So the revised system has our hinge split here, but what we're going to do to raise and lower it is springs on bolts, basically. I've got this tacked on here, or welded actually, on our base here. You can see that. And then this is our actual clamping block. I still don't know what to call it, but that's what it's getting called. I think it'll be this height at the bottom. So I'm going to mount it on here. The lift will be from these springs over the bolts. And I think I'm going to have the side ones run down, and the top one will be our actual bolt down part. So what we need to do now, let me take one of these guys. These are just 1/2-inch bolts. And I bought the springs at the hardware. I have no idea. I just bought the biggest one they had. And tack it, and then make sure, yeah, we'll do that. We'll hold it and tack it. But that bolt will help me make sure one hole at least is lined. I can probably drop them both in there. I did grind the galvanize off of this to make sure they're not going to poison me. So you may be wondering, where did I put that bolt? There it is. Why I set this so low if the threads come down. Well, part of it is because I want this to be higher to screw down. So I wanted to lift it off of there. And so I'm going to put,
It's because you're a dumbass.
A tube around it to help drive it down, if that makes sense. So I got to get a sleeve over this, and away we'll go. So I've got this mocked up now. I went ahead and cleaned this up. And I did the other side, but it's exactly the same as this, so there's no point in showing you that. But what we need to do now is make our hinge work. And what I'm going to do, going to cut a little channel in the tubing, have this piece sitting there like this, right? But then what I'm also going to do is cut this to the right length so that it matches up with the end here. And then I'm going to cut a slot. I'm going to cut a slot right down the inside so we can slide it over that and then weld it, and it'll be anchored to this. And that'll be it. So let's cut this slot, figure out the length, and call it a day. I've got a hinge in here. I've copped this side up, assuming that I have done it right. And again, I still got to finish welding this bracket fully, but I'm too eager to not wait. But this should actually, it's holding itself now. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. And it looks like we might be in business here. Let me loosen this one. Okay, wrench it is. I just was avoiding it because I got to crawl through the abyss of terribleness. To quote Puddin', the Oklahoma Speed Wrench has entered the chat. Wait, let me make sure you can see all the way down. Yeah, I mean, this side's, they're holding. I know they are, but springs are working. Look at that. Now, in theory, we could try this mofo out. Okay, that's working. Working nice, actually. A sacrificial piece. And again, I haven't put my speed doodads on here yet. That'll come. But it's not as crisp as I would like, but it will bend. It did work. Woohoo! Now, yeah, I'm pretty tickled with that, actually. And honestly, what I'm wanting to do, I kind of want a rounded one. The way to make it more crisp, I think, would be to enhance this front edge. So maybe down the road we can work on that. Well, I am stupidly excited for this. I went ahead and made the handles off camera. I didn't see any point. And I mean, it's literally, now bear in mind, I didn't make this pretty. I made it functional. But that tube spacer we had, I welded to the nut that went on there, and then I welded it to some of the square tubing we had and made a T handle. And I did that on both sides, nothing fancy. And then I also I don't know what I call them, paint remover discs, but I used one of these. Yeah, it's a Black Hawk 4.5 inch strip disc. They work really good for getting that old like farm steel rust off. They come pretty thick, and I scrubbed the bejesus out of all the flat surfaces that come in contact with our brake. I didn't clean up the top. I just painted that. Again, this is a tool I plan to use the crap out of. Don't make fun of my streaks in there. It's cold. Today it's 30. I think we're below 30. And I do have an infrared heater in my shop, and that does allow it to dry. And if you don't have one of those, it's one of the best heat you can have, because it works like the sun, and it makes this stuff a lot warmer, so it dries quicker and that kind of stuff. I also have another heater up front, but I need to improve it. But this has that stupid metal flake type stuff in it, and that's the streaks you're seeing. But honestly, I don't care as long as it works. But I like the squares because it's easier for me to use left-handed, because the flat surface, I can, with my arm being, of course I have, that brings up another thing. So if you're cold and you're missing an arm or a hand, sorry, I have 2 arms. But what I do is I take like knee-high socks and I double them up, and I'll just slide them up to my arm all the way up here, and then wear it under my sweatshirt to help keep it warm. But so like when the winter, that's why I like a square thing, because I can't really feel things as well. I can't feel very well when I'm cold anyway. I can feel pressure, but I can reach over here and I can spin that and tighten it down. With a skinny round tube, like even something this thick, I did think about that. It's a lot harder for me to stay on than a square flat surface, so I went with flat. You can use obviously you could use whatever you wanted. I did go ahead, I should say that. I went ahead and tack weld all along here between the sheet metal and that seam. I just stitched it. I didn't want to burn through it. So now, bend something. See how all those improvements and stuff. A friend of mine, John, who I bought the metal from, who I appreciate more than he knows for all of his insight and advice and wisdom, was telling me if it's not as crisp as I want, you could easily add some cold rolled steel to the bottom with a sharp edge. If it isn't as sharp as I want now, now that's, oh, that definitely, okay. This is the most recent. This one here on this side is our first one. You can see how soft that was. Now you can see how crisp that one is. I wish I could hold these together. You can see we definitely got it way more crisp. Let's try another one. This is thicker. This is probably 16 gauge. Let's shove it in the middle and see what happens. Oh my gosh. That's crisp. I'll take that. That is crisp enough for anything I'm doing. Holy crap. Oh, I'm going to bend it back out. Look at that. That's how crisp it was. Woohoo! So I'm going to call that a wrap on making this. I started out trying to fix a corner of my truck and ended up building a sheet metal brake. I am super excited about it. I think it's going to give me a lot more versatility to make some longer bends and then shrink them down and make it work and fix the panels I've needed to fix, but I've only been doing it with a little bit. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. I know I'm not posting super consistent right now with my back. It's just as much as I can do. And then like this I've redone this 4 or 5 times before I finally got happy with it. If you would, please check me out on Instagram. I'm UpwardPenny, all lowercase. We're in the middle of holiday season, so whatever you celebrate, I hope you enjoy that and spend time with your family. Tell people you love them, because you never know how long you have them. And until the next time, thanks for watching.